What's up, you guys? Zoeb here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and welcome to episode 6 of my eToro copy trading journey. Now, in this particular video, we're going to go through my filters and my settings to really find the best copy traders. And if you're brand new to the One Glance Trader YouTube channel or this eToro journey, please like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. But at a very high level, back in November 2020, I invested $1,000 into 5 copy traders. Fast forward to February 2021, I now have 2.2k invested across 7 copy traders, and I've documented the whole journey. I share my portfolio in terms of how much I've invested, the dollar amounts, not only just the percentage return, but the dollar amount that I've gained throughout the time. So I'm very transparent with this journey. You can click the link down below to get episodes 1 to 5 playlist, and you guys can consume that at your leisure. And you can always check out the first link inside the description, which gives you the real-time stats of my eToro portfolio in terms of a percentage return. But watch out and make sure you subscribe so you actually get the updates, which goes into a lot more detail in terms of how much I've invested in each copy trader, and obviously the dollar amount that I've gained or lost throughout the period. So really excited about that, and we are now at the 27th of February, so my next eToro video will have all the details of February's close as well. So really looking forward to that, sharing that out with you. But in this video, I've now had a massive play now with eToro in terms of the filters that are available and the types of people that are or copy traders on this platform. And I think I've got a good mix now in terms of a custom search that I've created, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And I'll put all the settings and everything up on the screen and leave it there so you guys can pause the video and you can note them down and copy them and apply that to your searches as well. So in this custom search filter, it's narrowed it down to 36 matches. But what I wanted to do is just quickly go through what my filter settings are and how I set up my columns and what I kind of sort my columns to kind of weed out the best out of these potential 36. So if I go to see all in terms of my filters list, this is the preset for eToro when you go into the copy people section. I've only added one more thing, which is the number of copiers greater than 500, because part of my criteria is that if I think it's a good person to go copy, I want everyone else to be thinking that it's a good person to copy. So I don't discount people that are below 500, but generally if it's above 500, it kind of weeds out quite a few people that potentially are not good to be copying at this current point because their stats ain't long enough or whatever it may be. So that's why I kind of have that filter, because if I don't have that filter, I'll have about 3,000 people. So I really want to try find the cream of the top of the right copy traders to be looking at. So again, everything is there. You can pause the video to go check that one out. Now what I wanted to do was just walk you guys through in terms of the columns I've got. The columns have changed quite a lot from the default setting. So if you click on this wheel with the looks like columns, funny enough, it allows you to customize the columns. So again, you can pause the video here, and if you're interested in copying what I've got here, you can kind of do that. And they're quite easy to find. I'm not going to go through that in this video, but they're relatively simple and straightforward to find. And the reason why I've got these particular columns is as follows. What I'm really interested in first and foremost, even above return, because I've got a return at greater than 10%, and if I can get 10% of my money a year, I'm more than happy. But for me, what is more important is consistency. So profitable months for me is the most important thing to be having, because I want people that are, or traders that are really consistent. I don't mind red months. There isn't a lot of people, as you'll see in a second, that have all 100% red months over a long period of history. So there are red months in there, but I want few red months as possible and to really provide consistency across the market. So for me, that is one of the biggest things. The second one is active week. So what active weeks means is they've at least placed one trade in that week. And the reason why that's important for me is because the amount I'm investing into these copy traders, and I also don't copy open trades, and I'll go into that inside a different video because I've had a lot of questions about why I don't copy open trades. But in terms of active weeks, is because I'm not copying trades, it takes a long time for my investment to be fully invested. So if I've got $200 in a copy trader, it might take 6-7 weeks for that $200 to be consumed if I'm not copying trades. So I need to make sure that they're active in the market, placing new trades every single week. So therefore I'm able to copy their new trades. Returns quite straightforward. Obviously, I've got the filter of greater than 10%, but it's not one I really look at first and foremost. And because you could have someone that has had a 300% return, but only had 2 profitable months. So again, this is where consistency over return, in my personal view, is more important. Copies we've gone through as well. It just gives you a nice line of sight in terms of how many copies there are when you're scanning the results, and risk score. I'm not really fussed about risk score, if I'm really honest with you, but if that's something that is important to you, then obviously you've got that filter on there to have a look. So for me, those are how I've set up my columns. And when you kind of do all of those filters, you get 36 results. And the way I sort my table is I sort it by profitable months. Now, this, in my opinion, gives me a very narrow list to look at. And what's interesting about this list is, as the current list is, I don't copy any of these particular traders, which, in my opinion, is a good thing, as it's an opportunity for me now to diverse my portfolio even further. And that's what I'll be looking at in March. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through the top 4, but effectively what this is saying here, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name, I'm just going to say he's for the guy from Malaysia. Since he's been on the platform, he's had a green month every single month, and we'll go into his profile and stats inside a second. He's at 34 active weeks, so he's placed more than one trade or more in 32 weeks since he's been on the platform. Great return of 37.79. He's got a fairly decent amount of copiers, and you can see when you go into his stats, where is he kind of going down, is he going up, or is he spiking upwards, and his risk score. So that's how you read the actual table. And for me, this kind of brings back kind of the best people here to really start looking at this into more detail. So if we go into the Malaysian guys stats even further, as you can see, he's not been around a very long time. He's only been around since July last year, but you can see here that he has not had a losing month. And for me, again, consistency is king. And 19% in, what was that, 6 months last year. He's already made 14% in the first 2 months as well. So again, very, very strong there to be having a look at. Risk score, again, it kind of stays fairly static between 3 and 4, so he's not doing massive spikes. And you can see here that he has gone in an upward spiral over here of 659 copiers, and in the last 7 days up by 8.39%, which is good to see. Very heavily into stocks, and then some other places inside there. It doesn't do any crypto, which is good in my view, especially if you guys have inside the crypto market over the last week or so. Been very volatile in the last week of February. It's got some information there of like who is going in. It looks like there's a lot of Chinese companies inside here, but again, if he's producing a return, for me, I'm not really fussed on who's actually investing in, and he's doing a fairly big amount of trades, 6 to 7 trades per week, and a whole time of 4 weeks. And again, profitable weeks, 70%. But again, I don't really look at profitable weeks because, you know, even on my portfolio last week, I made a loss last week, but overall for February, I'm currently still profitable. So, which is why I don't really look at the short-term view. Even a month is a very short-term view as well, if I'm honest, but it's the only kind of range period we have on the eToro platform. So again, really good performance. Richard Stroud, which I've talked about on this channel before, and as you can see, yeah, didn't have a losing a losing month last year. He's had his currently he is down, and he's got 1 day to make it up unless he's investing in currency, not even currencies, but even probably crypto. I think he's probably going to end February at a loss. But at the end of the day, last week, like as mentioned before, has been a crazy week. I lost a lot of gains last week, but again, still profitable for the month of February. And I talked about him before. Again, he's gone down slightly, and I'm guessing that's down to February not being the greatest of weeks. Risk score pretty good, and the reason why I've always discounted him really is because his trades per week is quite low. So. And he holds it for there. So this is again gives you a view on how much of a type of trader that they are. This is the guy Victor, which I am looking to invest in. He's the next guy I'm looking to invest in, but I can't at the moment because he has reached his maximum number of traders at the level he's at. So he's applied for the next level up in terms of the eToro partner program, but he's on my watch list to try trade. And the reason why is the results speak for himself really. He's had two lost months since 2019, and and the one in 2020 is nothing really to be worried about. Not too sure what happened in October. Funny enough, they're both in October. But again, 100%, 68%, and 6% already in the first 2 months. He's a guy that is rising. He's gone down slightly. Not 100% sure why. But again, I believe that this 3.6 was a lot higher. And again, like most people February's have dropped dramatically. Again, he's kind of into crypto, into stocks as well, into some big players. And he does a lot of trades a week, and this is why I want to get into this guy. He's my top pick for that. And like I said, all the links to all these guys are all down in the side of the description below, so you guys can check them out, so you guys can see their real-time stats and interrogate them as well. Then you got Theo. Theo again has been around nearly 11 months now for the year, and he just had his first losing month back in January of just under 2%. But overall, again, he's had a bit of a topsy-turvy start. I think this spike down is January, if I'm honest, but now he's climbing back up there from that perspective. And again, well, he's into GameStop as well. That should be quite interesting. But again, he places a lot of trades in the whole time for 3 weeks. So you can just see how these 4 people that I've talked about as part of this overall list, just by setting those criteria of how you can find 4 very good profitable traders. And there's quite a lot of them. There's a lot of them who 90%, none of these I've even gone into, like this guy over here from the UAE, and the first person that I've got on this list is Social Investor inside here as part of this list. So again, this is how I set up my list. And hopefully I've just walked through. If I had my money just in those 4 people I just mentioned there, I'm pretty sure everyone will be happy with the returns that those 4 people are doing there. But again, I've got 7 people currently that aren't part of this list through other methods as I go through as part of my journey of why I've invested in them. But I'm really enjoying this criteria, and I get different names pop up every couple of weeks. Gives me more people to look at. But if you ask me, my number 1 pick is this guy. I really want to get into Victor as soon as I can, and like I said, the links are all down below to go check out everyone's stats. And then the next video I will be investing $500 additional into this portfolio to get the portfolio up to about 2.7k, and I reckon it will probably be some of these people that you see on the screen. So we'll have a look at that video when I do that, see if these kind of people kind of change. But yeah, I'm really excited with the way the portfolio is going at the moment. Fingers crossed I end February in the green, and that will be 5 profitable. Is that 5? November, December, January, February. Sorry, 4 profitable months in a row, which would be absolutely fantastic. Also, my copiers are going up as well. I don't want to go into it because it will show you my dollar amount, which I've got no problem showing you guys, but I want to save it for the end of February video as well. So I'll leave it there. I'll put the playlist on the screen now if you guys are interested in that. I'll also put up my Forex scalping course for those who are interested in that type of stuff as well. Really interesting course, one of the most popular courses, absolutely free. So go check that one out, and I shall see you guys in the next video.